Hi, and welcome to BremSter Puzzles, and back to the World Puzzle Federation 2016 Round 3, and the Divisor Sudoku, which is listed as the hardest puzzle in the pack as an 89-point Sudoku. If you want to understand how the points work, then you can check out the first pack puzzle in this series, 2016 Round 3 Classic Sudoku 1, where I go in some detail. And I possibly had just deliberately forgotten that this puzzle exists, because I've been dreading this. When I first saw it, it's like, oh, I don't want to do this puzzle, but I'm going to try and work through it. But this is one that I think I'm going to hate, because playing around with things like divisors and just having to remember what numbers are multiples of what and everything, I'm just going to hate it. I'm absolutely going to hate this puzzle. So we will see how we go. Of course, there'll be a link below to where you can try this puzzle for yourself, as well as to the entire World Puzzle Federation archive. This puzzle and all of the puzzles in this set were set by a puzzle creator from the Czech Republic called Jakub Androsek. And please do not think that my dislike of this puzzle, even before I start it, is a dislike of, and my mood may change on this, but is a dislike of the quality of the puzzle. It's probably a very good puzzle. It's just, I struggle with things like just simple times tables. So I'm just going to struggle with this as a concept. It's just the way it's going to work. So there's going to be obvious math hints and things in here that I just won't see, and I'm just not going to enjoy it. So let's see how we go. Okay, so normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Some clues are marked at the edges of adjacent pairs of cells. Okay. These clues must be divisors of the two-digit numbers formed by the numbers placed in these cells when read left to right or top to bottom. So, for example, in here, if this was a 2 and a 7, that would be fine, because 27 has a divisor of 3. It's 3 times 9, so that would be fine. This couldn't be 26 or 2 and 6, because that doesn't have a divisor of 3. That's how it works. That's the rules of this puzzle. And that's it. That's all we know. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. Okay, there's a bunch of 2 clues here. So I'm thinking parity could be a thing. We know all of these digits are even and all of these digits are odd. Great. Now, anything with a divisor of 2 must end in an even number. So all of these cells must be even. That's got to be true, doesn't it? Because if something's divisible by 2, it must end in an even. Like 3 is not divisible by 2. Well, it doesn't have it does have a divisor of 2. And the rules don't say it has to divide to an even number, but I'm assuming that's what it... divisors... Yeah, divisor, I'm assuming, means to integer. I didn't bother looking it up, but I'm assuming that's what it means. So it means all of these are odd digits. This is 4 or 8. This is 2 or 8. This is 2 or 6. And this could be any of them. Oh, but all of these are odd numbers. I don't know what's happening here, though. But this isn't... Is there something happening here? Like divisors of 9. Hang on, divisors of 9. Well, I can't use 0, 9. I can't use 18, 27, 36, 45. Where do I put the 9 in this box? The only divisors of 9 are 90, 99. I can't put a 9 on a 9 clue. 0, 9 doesn't work because there's no zeros in the puzzle. Then I hit 18, 27, 36, 45. Then I hit 54, 63. I'm reversing those digits. 72, 81. And then I hit 90 and I need 09 and then I need 99. It doesn't work. I can't put a 9 on the clue. That's a 9 in the center of the grid. I bet it's something to do with these 3 clues, which I will never understand. So one of these is 1-8. One of these is 2-7. One of these is 3-6. And one of these is 4-5. Because it's either 4-5 or 5-4. So this central box is interesting, isn't it? So there's a 6 in one of those, but not here. So this is either a 3 or this is a 3, because this is either 36 or 63. If this is a 6, this has to be a 3. If this is a 6, this has to be a 3. So there's a 3, and that can't be a 3. So this is the 36. Ooh, this is interesting. That's odd, that's even, which means 6 is in one of those two. But there's lots of divisors of 3 that start with a 6. Well, I can't use 60, but and I can't use 63, and I can't use 66, and I can't use 69. That's not a 6. Because 60 is divisible by 3. The next option is 63, which I can't use. The next option is 66, which would put 2 6s in the box. The next option is 69, which I can't use. That's not the 6, that's the 6. So this is only 2 or 4. There's cleverness here. 7 is not in any of those. So 7 is in one of those two. If that's a 7, that's a 2, or this is 2, 7. So there's a 2 in one of those 3. What else is restricted in this box? 5 in one of those with a 4, but I'm not seeing a restriction on 4. Oh, 6. Why did I put 2, 6 here? This is 2, 4. So that's 2, 4, 8. There's no 6 there, or there. This is a 6, which doesn't do anything for that. This could be any digit. Or any odd digit. So 6 is down here, but it's not there. So this is something that ends in 6. So something that ends in 6, divisible by 3. So what odd digit? So, okay, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. 16 is not divisible by 3. 36 is. 56 isn't. 76 isn't. 96 is. But I don't think this could be a 6, could it? Only if this is odd. Because I think it has to be, because 6 is divisible by 3, the actual first digit would need to be 3, 6, or 9, and it couldn't be a 6. So if this is a 6, this would have to be a 3 or a 9. But I don't know, yeah, if this is a 6, this is a 3 or a 9. But if this is a 6, this is a 3 or a 9. I can't say this is a 3 or a 9. 3 is in one of these two. If this is a 3, this can't be a 3. If this is a 3, what's that? That would have to be 3, 6, or 9. Because what could it be? So 13 is not divisible by 3. So let's put all the digits in. 1, 2, because I'm not going for speed here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 7. 13, not divisible by 3. 23, not divisible by 3, because 24 is. 43, not divisible by 3, because once you subtract 30, 30, which is divisible by 3, you're at 13, which is not divisible by 3. 53, not divisible by 3, because you're 7 off 60, which is, and 7 isn't divisible by 3. 73, not divisible by 3. So this is not the 3, this is the 3. But how is this helping me at all? 8 goes with 1. I mean, the 6s are cool and all. 6 is on this. Yeah, I don't know what that's doing. Because I could do 63 or 69. Well, hang on, doesn't that mean this is only 3, 6, or 9? Because if it starts with a 6, it's got to be 63 or 69. So if this is a 6, this is a 3 or a 9. And if it ends in 6, because 6 is divisible by 3, this also has to be 3 or 9. These are from 369, I think. Okay, I'm starting to understand some stuff here. But I don't like it. Yeah, this is not my sort of puzzle. I will state flat out, this is not my sort of puzzle. So what is this? This is 4 or 6. Six is in one of those two. 6 is in one of those. It's probably something mathematical in the border, and I just won't understand it. Because the 2s just tell me the evenness of the second digit. So what is it about 3s? 3, 6s, and 9s are restricted, but after that it just gets messy. Yeah, but it's not multiplication. Like, I can't turn around and say this has to be a 3, 6, or 9 because this is a sum of 3, this is a multiple of 3, this is a multiple of 3, because I don't know that they are they? Because they're numbers that express to 3. Does that mean they're a multiple of 3? Does it? I mean, 12, 15. So 12 is 1, 2, which is a multiple of 3. The next one is 15. 1, 5 is, you add them together, they're a multiple of 3. The next one is 18. You add them together, they're a multiple of 3. The next one is 21. You add them together, they're a multiple of 3. Then 24, which is 6, which is a multiple of 3. Is that always the case? The next one is 27. Add them together, multiple of 3. You can't use 30 or 33. The next one is 36. Then 39, which you add together and get 12, a multiple of 3. Is this always the case? Then you get 42, 45, which adds together to be 9. Like, there's probably a mathematical way of proving this. But I'm going to be terrible at this. 45, 48 is 12. 51 is 6. 54 is 9. 57 is 12. Can't use 60. 63 is 9. Can't use 66. 69 is 15, which is a multiple of 3. 72 is 9. 75 is 12. 78 is 15. 81 is 9. This is holding true, isn't it? 84 is 12. 87 is 15. 90 you can't use. 93 is 12. 95, hang on. 96 is 15, and I can't use 99. These are all add to a multiple of 3, as well as having the digit as a multiple of 3. So, because an entire row of Sudoku contains all the digits 1 to 9, and all of those digits sum to 45, which is a multiple of 3, if this is a multiple of 3, this is a multiple of 3, this is a multiple of 3, and this is a multiple of 3, this must be a multiple of 3. This has to be 3, 6, or 9. Because it has to be 3, 6, or 9. Because if that's not a multiple of 3, I'm terrible at explaining this modular math. I just don't. This weird math stuff is where Sudoku from me travels from like being a logic puzzle where you can play with basic math and symbols into math that I just don't enjoy anymore. I used to. So if you subtract a digit divisible by 3 from a digit divisible by 3, you are just removing a multiple of 3 and therefore leaving a bunch of multiples of 3. So it doesn't matter. You're removing. So if you've got like a pile of 3s, and you remove some of those 3s, you're still left with a pile of 3s. And if you remove some of those 3s, you're left with a pile of 3s. And if you remove some of those 3s, and however, as long as you just keep removing 3s, as long as you don't break one of those 3s in part and leave it behind, you're just going to be left with 3s. So this is a pile of 3s, 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 and this is a pile of 3s. So even forgetting about it as maths, just thinking them as like a pile of 9 3s, this will be removing some of them, 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 but not all of them, because I need to have at least one of the 3s left in half, and I can't break them in half because these are entire 3s. These are made up of entire sets of 3s. So this must be divisible by 3 and must be 3, 6, 9. This must be 3, 6, or 9. And it can't be 6. And this must be 3, 6, or 9 because of those. This is 3, 6, or 9. But if this is 3 or 9, does that make... And that can't be 6. But this is now odd. But it's got to end in 3 or 9. So what could that be? So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. It can't be 13. It can't be 19. It can't be, it could be 39. It can't be 53. That's not divisible by 3. This has to be 39, doesn't it? 5, 3 doesn't work. 7, 3 doesn't work. 5, 9 doesn't work. And 7, 9 doesn't work. This is a 3, 9 pair, which means this is a 6 and therefore even. And therefore this is 3 or 9 because we've looked at that up here. There's no 6 here. This is 3 or 9, which means, again, this one could be 6. This is 3, 6, or 9. But that's a 3, 6, 9 triple. Oh, that's not a 6 because of that. That's an odd 3, 9. This is the 6, making it even. There's no 6 here. This is a 3, 9, which is odd. And this is 1, 5, or 7. This is 1, 5, or 7. This isn't the 6. This is a 6 because of this. And what can that be now? Oh, it's divisible by 2, so that's absolutely fine. I hope that pile of 3s concept was okay for people. So, what can this be? So it can be 1, 5, 7 if it's odd, or 2, 4 if it's even. 11, 15 could work. 17 couldn't. 21 could work. 45 could work. 5 can't work here because 51, 55, and 57 don't work. That could never be a 5. 71 and 75 don't work. 71 isn't divisible. No, 71 is not divisible by 3, and 75 is not divisible by 3. So this is only 1, 2, or 4. What about here? Because this is from 1, 5, 7. 16 doesn't work. 56, oh no, but this is divisible by 2. I can ignore that. Any of those is fine. But this is 1, 5, or 7. This is 1 or 5. Divisible by 2. Got to remember, these ones are fine. As long as the second digit is even, these divisible by 2s are fine. Okay. I have to admit, this one is breaking me. So 7 in this box. It's not in any of those. It's not in any of those. This is a 7. Can't be 17. This has to be 27. So this is a 4, which means this is an 8 and this is a 2. This is even. This is odd, which is 1 or 5. Does that have to be even now? Can it be 1, 5, or 7? No, it could. It could be 15. If it's even, it could be 21. But we've now got all the evens. These are all odd. So this is 1, 5, or 7. It's not 5. This is only 1 or 7. This is not 3 or 5. It's 1, 7, or 9. This is not my forte, is it? So let's look at these. What are these? 1, they're not 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. So there's no 8 there. So if this is a 45 or 54 both work, but I can't put 8 and or 18 or 81, but I can't put the 8 with the 4 because 48 and 84 don't work, and I can't put the 8 with the 5, 58. So it's the 8 goes with the 1. So this can't be a 1. So it's 1, 8 in either order and 4, 5 in either order. I am bad. Oh, the 3 here makes this the 9 and this the 3. Okay, great. Which makes this the 9. These are 1, 5, 7. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't matter. These are all divisible by 2. This one's not, but so this is 2 or 4. This isn't an 8, so this isn't a 1. These are 2, 4, 8. I'll put them in, but I don't like it. Three is not in any of those. 3 is in one of those two. Three is not in any of those. 3 is in one of those two. 3 isn't in any of those. That's a 3. Okay. Which means that's a 3. So these are 2, 4, and 9. Well, where's 9 in this column? That's not the 9. That's a 2, 4, which makes it even. That's a 9. Which puts 9 in one of those two. But the 3, 9 means that's not the 9. This is the 9. There's some good Sudoku for you. This is now a 9 by Sudoku because 9 can't be in any of those. 9, 9 puts 9 in one of those two, but it's not there. That's the 9. That's the 3. There's no 9 here. This is now a 3, which means that's a 9. That's a 5. These are both even from 2, 4, 8. And they need to be divisible by 3. 24 works. 42 works. 82 doesn't work. and 28 doesn't work. So there's no 8 on here. This is the 8. Taking 8 out of those. This is 24 is 3 times 7, and 42 is 3 times 14. And the 2 is looking down, making that the 4 and that the 2. This digit is now a 1 or a 7 and is odd. 2 is looking up, making that the 4. This is odd. It sees 2, 4, 6, and 8. So it's 1, 5, or 7. 14 doesn't work. 54 does work. 74 does not. This is a 5. I think that's correct, because 74, yeah, it's 14 above 60. That doesn't work. This is not the 5. This is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 7. Well, 70, hang on. No, that there are options here, but there's no 7 here. There must be a 7 on this. 71 and 17 doesn't work. So there's no 1 on this. And 20, yeah, this works in either direction, but that's, I've broken this. I've broken this puzzle. Where have I gone wrong? This is wrong. No, it's saying it's not wrong. Hang on, this has to be 1, 5, or 7. 14 doesn't work. 74 doesn't work. This has to be a 5, which it's still going to say is correct. No, where have I gone wrong? It's divisible by 2. I'm doing divisible by 3. This is 157, and I stopped there. Sorry, divisible by 2. I was doing divisible by 3 math. This stuff breaks me. There is a 2 in one of these two. This stuff breaks me. What's this triple? Let's do it. It's not a triple. Oh, it is a triple. The 5 makes this the 1 and this the 5, but this is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 7, 8. 15 is divisible by 3. 75 is divisible by 3. 85 is not divisible by 3. This 7 pencil mark is just bugging me now. This isn't a 7, so this has to be divisible by 3. Well, if this is a 7, 71 isn't divisible by 3, and 78 isn't divisible by 3. 78. No, 78 is divisible by 3. Damn. Is it? Yes. I'm terrible at this. Can I do more in here now? Because remember, one of them is 1, 8, one of them is 2, 7, one of them is 3, 6, and one of them is 4, 5. Not obviously. The 3 is looking up, making that the 9 and that the 3. So these are from 1, 5, 6, yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8. These are all odd. And they're 1, 5, 7. There's no 7 here. These are both even. And they're 4, 8. 84 and 48 are probably both correct. Yeah, 84 is 60, or is 90, which is one of the big 10 multiples of 3, minus 6, which is a multiple of 3. 48 is 30 plus 18. 18 is a multiple of 3. But I can get it by that. That's the 4, that's the 8. So this is even, and it's 2 or 4. This is odd, and it's 1, 5, or 7. 12 works, 52 works, 70... I don't know. There's no 5. This is 1 or 7. 72 works. The 4 takes 4 out of here, so this is odd. So these had to be 1, 8, and 5, 4. So this can't be a 5 anymore. So this is even. This isn't a 4 anymore, so this isn't a 5. This is breaking me. Can I put an 8 on this? Yeah, I don't see why not. And there's probably a math reason why I can't, but I can't see it. I mean, 8 goes with what? 8, 81, 84, 87. All of which are possible. Well, 87's not. Or I could do 18. No, I can't do 18. No, 18 works. Or 48. I don't know. So what is this? It's 1, 4, 5, or 7. Now 1 goes with 8. So if this is a 1, this is an 8. If this is a 4, this is a 5. If this is a 5, this is a 4. And if this is a 7, this is a 2. And none of that seems to be disproven. This one. It could be 1, 8. It can't be 2, 7. It can't be 3, 6. It can't be 4, 5. This is 1, 8. So there's no 1 or 8 here. Great. This is 1, 8. Which means this is the 5. This is the 4. Right. That's what I needed. That's the 8. There's no 4 here, so there's no 5 here. That's a 2, 4 pair. This is even. This is odd. This is odd. But this can't be 2 or 4. So this is either 2, it's from 2, 4, 5, 7. So 7 is in one of those two. So 2 is in one of those two. Which means that's not a 2, that's a 2. That feels correct, and these are now both odd. And they're from 1, 5, 7. One is in one of those two by Sudoku, so that's not a 1. 50, if that's a 5, that's a 51, which does work, or 57, which doesn't. If it's a 7, 71, which doesn't work, or 75, which doesn't work. This has to be 51, and that's a 7. I think that's correct. Because 71 is 11 above 60. 75 does work. So if this is a 5, this is a 1. This is never a 7. I hate this sort of math. So there is a 2 or a 4 in here, but I can't see where. It's either 7, 2, or 4, 5. That's because of the given digits. So where's 1 in this row? Yeah, 1, 1. That's right. That's just a 1 because of the 5, 7. So there's no 1 there. This is the 1. This is the 5, taking 5 out of there. There must be a 5 on this. 75 works, or 51 works. That doesn't do anything. There's no 5 here, though. That's a 1, 7. That's a 5. That's a 7. 47 doesn't work. But that's a 2. That's a 4. That's a 2. Meaning that's a 5, which is odd. That's a 7. Meaning that's a 4. 4, 5 is correct. That's a 2. 27 is what I'm aiming for. The 2 looks down, making that the 4, making that the 2. The 7 makes this the 1, this the 7, this the 1. That makes this the 1. So this is 5 and 7. The 1 takes 1 out of here. So this is 7 or 8. That's the 8. And these, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which could go in either order, except they can't by Sudoku. Even, odd. The 7 looks down, making this the 1, which makes this the 8 and this the 7. So 78 is 18 above 60. That works, making this odd, this even, because we have 1 and 8. And the 1 looks down, making that the 7 and that the 1. And that is the correct solution. And I have to say, I found that one intriguing, but I wouldn't put it in my enjoyment bucket. It was a puzzle that I'm glad I did to complete the series and everything. But if this is a puzzle that I had come across in a book or anything, I probably would have skipped it. But I learned some stuff. And I think I did okay at it. I think I learned some stuff, and there was probably people who were going to look at it and go, oh, but there was a mathematical proof of the 3 stuff and all of that. I was never going to come across that. And thinking about it in lots of 30, 60, 90 and how far above 30, 60, 90, that's just the way I have to do it. I'm never going to be able to just turn around and go, oh, 45 is a multiple of 3. I have to think of it, well, 15 is a multiple of 3, and 15 plus 30, which I know is one of the multiples of 10 by 3 is 45, and I have to get it that way. That's just the way my brain works. I have to do it by simple breakdown. Otherwise, I'll just get confused. Fun puzzle, though. Really, really nice stuff. There's, I think, only one left in the series, but this was the hardest one listed in the pack. So hopefully the next one will be a bit of a breather. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you're enjoying this. I think this is going to come out in like November or December or something. Maybe it'll come out earlier. I don't know. And I'm recording this in September. So, and some of the ones that were released in, I think the pack one that's being released in September, I recorded back in February. So, it all depends on how things go. But, it's always fun. Thanks everyone for watching. And as always, good luck with your solving.